runs round and out of the shot of Cameron, rips his towel off.
Just for a jest.
Everything was just there, in front of me.
What can you say? The woman is a trooper.
You know, when I close my eyes, yes, there it is, just there.
It's a sad moment in the street's history at 9. Following the death of actor Bernard Ewens, we also had to say goodbye to his on-screen character, Stan.
I was very, very sorry to lose a marvellous partner professionally, because the Oggies were a popular double act. We got on very well together, and we'd known each other quite a long time by then. So it was a sad time.
The sad fact was that he died before we'd written him out. We'd said goodbye to Bernard previously, the actor, and then now we'd said goodbye to Stan publicly, in full view of the nation, so that everybody could shed tears with Hilda, and then move on with Hilda by herself.
The studio was absolutely quiet. And the tears came. And we all cried. They say small is beautiful, and it was just one of the most amazing performances I think I've ever seen.
Next, Weatherfield has seen many bad guys in its time, but unfortunately for Rita, not many as malicious as Alan Bradley.
He was about as evil as you can be in Coronation Street, really.
In the street, they have had man and wife rows, which you do, but real frightening wife-beating violence. None of that had appeared in the street. I ended up in the dressing room with 3 black bin liners filled with letters from ladies going through the same thing.
Get out of the car! Viewers were on the edge of their seats as Rita fled Weatherfield and the clutches of evil Alan for Blackpool.
Because the name of the hotel was shown, we got a phone call. Would you tell Rita he's on his way to Blackpool? In the second half of the show, the phone went again, and it was the same person who said, "He's going up the stairs. Will you tell Rita?"
That old lady hit me over the head with her umbrella in Kendall's. She said, "That's what you're doing to Rita."
I'm taking you back to Weatherfield. Now get in the car!
You stupid bitch!
We finished about 4 o'clock. He said, "That's it, Ma, thanks." And the car came, and I drove away, and I thought, I'm finished, I'm off. I've done. I'm not Alan Bradley anymore.
Rita, it's okay, it's all right, Rita. It's over.
I just drove away and became me again, an out-of-work actor.
At number 7, a classic Corrie love triangle reached fever pitch when Tracy Barlow gate-crashed Steve and Karen's wedding with nightmare results.
Karen decides she wants a huge kind of Posh and Beck's wedding.
She wanted the dream.
Of course, Tracy Barlow comes in,
Roy, can you come outside, please?
announcing that her baby is in fact Steve's.
This is who the real father is. It was so camp, it was brilliant. What did you just say? Was that kind of like dynasty turn of what? What did she say?
I said, Steve, that you're marrying is the baby's father.
You lying little whore.
Steve gets himself in all these scrapes because, you know, he's an idiot.
Is it true?
Karen.
There's snot flaring everywhere and I've got it all down my face.
Are you all right?
Am I all right? Am I all right? No!
And then they had that brilliant, iconic fight with the shoe.
Vicious, evil, vindictive cow. Kate's, she won't mind me saying this, slightly softer than I am. Maybe it's because I'm from Oldham. Who knows?
You touch me with that, Karen, and I'll be suing you with criminal injury, as well as getting child support out of him.
So she always looked a bit panicked. So she was like, yeah, babes, what are you going to actually do with that stiletto, babes? Dead people can't sue, Tracy.
Karen, don't make it worse.
How can they be anyway?
Because she means it. When it comes to screwing money out of people, she does it very well.
Oh, as opposed to just screwing people.
The years that I had at Corrie was so beautifully plotted that I couldn't have asked for anything better.
Coming up, there's a serial killer on the loose.
He was a character you could love to hate.
And we reveal your favourite Corrie moment.
Wonderful. Classic Coronation Street humour.
Welcome back to the final part of our search for the nation's favourite Coronation Street story. And at 6, when Les Battersby brought home a big bathtub in 2004, it wasn't just the neighbours that wondered what was going on.
Have you ever seen one of them?
When we first got the scripts for the big bath scene, it really was a case of, how are they going to do this?
Oh, it's a fizzy bath. It's a love tub.
And what am I going to be wearing?
I'll put Bubbles back on once we've necked this pizza.
Oh, 2's company, but 3's definitely a crowd, especially when it's Schmeichel the Great Dane.
We needed to have a piece of carpet on top of our knees.
You mustn't go up there.
So that when the dog jumped in, he didn't scratch us because he had huge claws.
Here's to us then.
It just was horrible. And, you know, we were just begging this dog to jump in the bath and he wouldn't do it. Anne, who was Schmeichel's trainer, got into the bath in order to get Schmeichel to jump in for that final scene.
Flipping heck's that noise?
They were a classy family.
In 2006, Coronation Street said goodbye to one of its most popular characters after nearly 30 years in the street.
I was 70 and the rehearsals were getting longer. So I said to the governors, I'm afraid I've got to leave after this next contract.
We think that you have Alzheimer's disease.
The most poignant and the most wonderful moment that you should die in the arms of Ken, the so-called arch enemy.
You're in your pyjamas.
Yeah, but were they enemies, really? They were just opposite sides of the same coin.
You shouldn't be here.
That scene, it was shot 11 o'clock at night, it was raining.
What are you doing here, Paul?
Looking after you.
I don't need anybody looking after me.
We didn't have time to rehearse it properly because we kept dashing in and out of the rain. Suddenly the rain stopped and the director said, OK, let's just get out and do it.
There's something I've got to tell you about me and Deirdre.
I know.
What, she told you? Mike, it was a long time ago.
He still went out fighting.
Deirdre loves me. She's mine. Oh! Mike! Oh! Mike!
When you see it, though, it's like the passing of something very important.
Come on! Oh, no! No.
Ken?
You miss on screen your sparring partner, and then you miss the actor.
When I finished the scene, I felt very upset. I thought, oh, well, that's it. Brought a tear to my eyes.
Time for another farewell at 4. Not so much goodbye as good riddance to the dastardly Charlie Stubbs.
They seem like a match made in heaven, you know, like kind of a Bonnie and Clyde.
They were two evenly matched, nasty pieces of work.
Thought you might come to the bedroom last night.
You've got no chance, Charlie.
I know. I meant with a knife.
That's all it was about, gaining the upper hand, to the point where it destroyed both of them.
I've had enough of you, and so you're leaving and I'll throw you out by the scruff of the neck if I have to.
That was our exit storyline. We knew it was going to be something massive.
Oh, come on, let's forget Shelley's baby, forget Maria.
You couldn't. You hate me too much.
The nature of Charlie and the nature of Tracy, they wouldn't just go, all right, I'm going in a taxi, I'll see you later.
And what better way to go than death by seduction?
I am the best you'll ever have.
The worst thing probably was that dance. I'd been in my flat sort of practicing this, what am I going to do? Because it said Tracy starts doing this sexy dance. I thought, oh no!
Poetic justice. A man who's been obsessed by women, obsessed by sex in lots of ways, is killed by a woman who is apparently about to offer him the best sex of his life.
Talk about sex as a weapon.
This is my Oscar. Everything that was non-contact, we used a really heavy statue, the real statue. And then this baby, this is the fake one, which is made out of foam. So when I actually had to hit Charlie's head with it, then it wouldn't hurt him.
It was quite gruesome, really, I thought.
At 3, how Corrie turned up the heat when escaped jailbird Tony Gordon returned to wreak his revenge on those who had wronged him.
Getting the scripts was real exciting. It sounded like an episode of 24.
I would love to put a bullet right through your brain.
I loved being part of the Siege at Underworld because I never get to do all those things in me wig and me anorak.
This might hurt.
What do you want? And of course, I was most of the time tied up opposite Julie Hare's.
We learnt to understand each other when we were gagged and we'd translate for each other. So they'd be like, I'd be like, where's the camera on this shot?
Tony!
Hayley!
Hayley!
And I think I enjoyed it more than anybody else because I actually got out before it got really hard, before the fire and the smoke.
It's over!
It was quite a shock because all of a sudden there was this real danger in there.
Ali King wanted to do everything. She never, ever wanted a stunt double.
Miss you.
Me and Gray were laughing because everybody was walking around in these masks and we were like, oh yeah, safe are you? And we had none, you know.
And I'm feeling very, very hot. Very, very claustrophobic, very smoky. I've never wanted to hear a cut so much in my life.
At number 2 in our countdown, another classic storyline full of mayhem. When serial killer Richard Hillman turned up in 2001, it was the start of a roller coaster ride of death and destruction.
Richard Hillman.
There's nothing to be afraid of, Gail. Richard Hillman, he was a character you could love to hate. What's bothering you?
I'm wondering about things that have happened.
Gail was about to find out.
What about Patricia? Did you kill her?
Yes.
Oh, God. The whole episode was full of brilliant one-liners. You're Norman Bates with a briefcase. Isn't it fabulous? It's just great.
Put your arms out in front of you.
Hillman's reign of terror was about to take one last sinister turn.
This is it! I love you!
That shot of the car going in, it was shot, you know, it was like a rocket. It just came...
It was only just over 4 foot of water, which nobody had realised, so the roof was still showing above. So they had to slice the top off the car, and divers had to go under and pull the top of the car down. The underwater sequence was shot over 2 days in a tank. Very exciting for us to do.
I don't swim, and I don't like water, and I certainly don't like putting my head underwater.
I wouldn't do it, but Helen did the underwater training where you go into a helicopter and they turn it upside down and drop it in the pool.
I'd never opened my eyes underwater, but in actual fact, once I did it, I found that quite easy. I had to go through this hoop because eventually I had to get out through the car window.
And therefore, she is entitled to fly out to North Sea oil rigs, and I'm not.
It was fantastic, and to look back on it now, it was Brian. It wouldn't have been the same without him. He did it, really. I just tagged along.
We've enjoyed the very best of Coronation Street, from its tears and terror to its love and laughter.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
And now it's finally time to reveal what you voted as the greatest Corrie moment from the first 50 years.
Somebody tell us what's going on.